Okay, welcome to the video. Sig Sauer guy here. It's currently raining outside, so there's no range this morning, maybe this afternoon or tomorrow. So I thought, what a perfect time to come in and make a quick video about the P320 X5. So this is not going to be an in-depth review video of the X5 or a promotional video or anything like that. Just kind of, hey, I'm bored, let's make a video real quick and show everybody about the 320 X5. The main reason for this video is to kind of put into perspective how heavy this thing is. It is ridiculous how much weight that tungsten powder adds to this gun. Every time I come by my bench, I got to pick it up and I'm just kind of in disbelief still. So let's talk about the differences between my gun and the Legion, and then we'll talk about what makes the X5, so special, and then we'll wrap it up at the end with the weights and stuff. So let's get started. Okay, so my X5 Legion versus the X5 Legion you're going to buy out of the store. I just went and got the tungsten infused grip module. I have the Legion X5 flat trigger, the Legion trigger bar. So everything is pretty much the same as if you're going to go buy it, other than I have the tungsten guide rod and a competition level action job by the Sig Armor. So weight-wise, this adds 3.3 ounces. Weight-wise, it's going to be pretty much identical to what you're going to buy now, with the exception of the magazine capacity. When I got mine, it was 4 21-round magazines. They've gone to 3 17-round magazines, which is kind of disappointing because 3 obviously is not enough for competition. I understand the length was changed for competition, but they should have really actually included more magazines, if anything. So my Legion, basically my old X5 upper slide, so it's black instead of the gray that the Legion's gone with. The slide plate doesn't have the Legion emblem. And then when you remove my slide plate for the optic, the footprint is for a Romeo 1 versus the Legion has gone to a different footprint for different optics, okay? Other than that, it's pretty much identical to what you're going to buy as you go to the store. So let's move on to what the X5 has to offer over a regular 320. Okay, so what makes the P320 X5 so special over other P320s? It's a couple different areas: grip module, slide, barrel, trigger, sights. Okay, so let's talk about each one of those kind of individually. The grip module, it's the X grip. I mean, it has been around for a while. I have it on every single 320 that I own. I really like it. I don't have huge hands, so it fits my hand a lot better versus the factory one. When I hold this one, it feels like I'm holding kind of a baseball in my hand rather than, narrow like that. 3 millimeters difference is what they've made that at the highest point, so that's pretty significant. If you got huge hands, I can see why guys prefer this, but for me with average size hands, this fits my hand a lot better. So they've made it thinner. The beaver cut is a lot higher, so it gets your hand closer to the bore axis. Everybody knows the closer to the bore axis, the less recoil, because it's kind of pushing straight into your hand rather than getting muzzle flip as if it was like hanging on down here. They've made the beaver tail longer, and they've actually raised up the trigger guard undercut there as well. Excuse me. So on the X grip, we have the option to put a magwell on there, which, reloading purposes, I mean, you can't miss. It's huge. It's awesome, and it adds weight. We also have the grip module weight in the module. It's hard to see. It's in there. The factory one's kind of weird. They have the cutout for it right here, but there's no way to capture the weight. It doesn't go around it. It basically just sit in there and then fall out as soon as you release the magazine. So that's kind of weird. I noticed that today. That's kind of interesting. So there you go. That's the module. And then in our slide, compared to a 320, obviously the big difference is the lightning cuts. They needed to reduce mass on the slide for several different reasons. So they took some metal out, and in the process they made that pretty badass looking. We have the X5 engraved on the side here, or on the 320, nothing. So that's pretty cool. The barrel, this is a bull barrel. Let me grab a factory barrel. So the bull barrel, obviously it looks like a barrel inside a barrel. Looks like it's sleeved, but it's not. It's just the crown cut that increases accuracy. So it is solid from front to rear, one piece. So it's a bull barrel, which means it is the same thickness from here to here versus your traditional barrels, which are referred to as pencil barrels, which start out thick here and get thinner as it gets to the end. Less pressure down here, they don't need as much meat. So competition, the more weight, the better, because it helps all primarily with recoil. So the barrel's a lot heavier than your standard 320 barrel. There's other reasons involved with the bull barrel, but we're not going to get into scientific stuff, okay? Dawson Sights. Comes with Dawson Sights. I have Dawson Sights on pretty much all my 320s. I just really like how small they are. I like to shoot smaller targets at distance, so having the smaller front sight, it doesn't cover up what I'm aiming at compared to, you know, Sig Light night sights. It's a huge sights. Your true glows and stuff like that. Obviously, concealed carry, you want tritium, something that glows in the dark. But for a range gun, fun gun, competition gun, whatever you want to call it, Dawson Sights, perfect. On this one, it's got the rear adjustable sight, so it's got elevation and windage, a little Allen wrench, or actually this is a flat tip screwdriver. Click, 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 click. You make your adjustments. If you're a little bit off and you can't figure out why, make the adjustment. Now you're back to having fun. Right on target. And then one other thing with the optics, X5, remove your sight plate, put a red dot on there, boom. That's the difference between X5 and regular P320. So let's get on to doing some measurements. Okay, so now moving on to really the purpose of this video is just to kind of put into perspective just how heavy the X5 Legion is, okay? So we do have loaded magazines. Chambers are clear on all of these, but I'll show it to you guys. So to kind of keep it on an even playing field, this is a 21 round mag with only 20 rounds in it, because my other magazine I'm going to compare it to, it holds 20. So Legion with 20 rounds weighs in at 3 pounds, 6.4 ounces. With 21 rounds in here, weighs in at 3 pounds, 6.9 ounces. Okay, so we're going to compare that to metal gun, no rounds in the chamber. Okay, 20 round magazine, 18 plus 2, plus 2. Okay, so 226 versus 320X5, 3 pounds, 6.4 ounces on that. Here, this one's going to weigh in at 2 pounds, 9.6 ounces. So huge difference. Huge difference. This is kind of just one perspective how much the X5 Legion weighs now. So, so like I said, fun video, right? Not all serious numbers and all that crap. Okay, so unloaded 226, 1 pound, 13.5 ounces. When we compare or with unloaded 228. Okay, careful not to scratch anything here. Two guns, metal guns, 3 pounds, 6.7 ounces. Okay, so with the additional round in the Legion loaded, 2 metal guns without magazines, doesn't weigh as much as the X5 Legion. So just fun, right? Just, it's not comparing apples to apples, I know that. I just wanted to kind of show you that because it's kind of funny. So we'll set that aside and we'll get rid of this loaded magazine. Okay, and put that aside as well. No rounds. So one other thing, what we'll do is we'll break this down, remove our slide. I want to basically, we're just talking about the grip module itself, so we'll remove the FCU. Okay, grip module itself, plain old grip module as you buy it from Sig or wherever you're going to get these from. It's got the weight in there, the magwell, and the tungsten infused grip. Weighs in at 1 pound, 0.8 ounces. Okay, 0.8 ounce. To put that into perspective, those of you that have a 365, no magazine, okay, not loaded, 1.08 or 0.8, 1 pound, 0.2 ounce. So this 365 without a magazine does not even weigh as much as this module. Okay, so if you have a 365, you can kind of grab that, put it in your hands, pretty much just like that. That's the way that module feels when I'm holding on to it. All that weight right in your hand. This here is not even as heavy as this. Okay, huge difference. So that's pretty funny. So 365, not as heavy as the X5 module. So while we have this all apart, another difference is the guide rod recoil spring setup they have in the Legion. I have a tungsten guide rod here, which I love the weight. The more the weight, the better, especially at the range. So this tungsten guide rod weighs in at 3.3 ounces. If I get the factory guide rod, 1.1. Huge difference. I get the tungsten guide rods and put them in all my 320s. They're pretty pricey, but if you want weight, huge difference. Recoil spring on the Legion, it's like 4 feet long. It's hard to get. I know it's not 4 feet, but it's really super long, like ridiculously long. It's hard for some people to get that compressed onto the guide rod and installed back into the gun. So Armory Craft has come out with X5 guide rod recoil spring kits for the X5 and the regular 320s. So that could be a solution for you to make that easier and tunable in your X5. So basically when you buy stuff nowadays, especially with springs, it's kind of got a middle of the road spring in there that's most compatible with as many different scenarios as possible. If you're not shooting 147 grains and you're shooting 115 or whatever, you really don't need a spring that is designed to handle 147s. So tuning is pretty important if you want to basically upgrade and modify to your liking your pistol. So we'll stick this back together. Oops. Move this out of the way. And there you go. P320 X5 Legion, super heavy. I have not shot it yet. I just got this week. Like I said, it's currently raining outside, so I plan on heading to the range either this evening or tomorrow to try this out and see how much of a difference this makes. So just wanted to make a quick video to show just how heavy this thing is. And if you don't have one, you're going to want to go and get one because it's pretty awesome. So as always, thank you for watching the video. Sig Sauer Guy here. Have a good day.